I did a really crappy job cutting my hair. I don't care. Oh well. Good thing I don't gotta look at it except when I do these talks. I don't even have any mirrors in my house. Well, I got a little mirror in the bathroom, but like, you gotta work at it. You gotta work to use it. Oh God, man, the sun is putting out those storylines, isn't it? It's blasting people with their inherent knowing. It's waking people up in all kinds of different ways. Waking people up to their light, waking people up to their shadow, waking people up to the fact that we all got both, and how are we going to keep our shadows in check the next couple months? It's because I could feel how bad it's getting out there. There's just so big. We're coming into the collective wave of bullshit is what we're doing. I know as a person on the earthly plane that there's certain like ways that your life can go. If you're a male, are you gonna have be a father? Are you gonna like, if you're a female, I don't know, I don't speak really much on, I have masculine energy, I'm not a man, so I really don't like talking about male stuff. I don't only talk about stuff I know about, really. So like as a female, like when I was a little girl, I knew from the time like I was 2-3 years that I knew that I thought girls were pretty. But I also felt like it was wrong because it was imposed upon me that it was wrong from all the religions that were surrounded me. So I just kept trying to correct my thoughts, and I couldn't. And then as I got older, I never dated much and stuff like that. I mean, finally when I graduated high school, I was one of those people that like I came out, but like it wasn't a surprise to nobody because I wore shorts, waiter cut jacket, tuxedo shirt, bow tie, and plaid shorts with my grandpa's shoes to prom. Well, because, they say, some people say that I was rewired at a young age. Some people consider that's what nacho neurotypical is. And it could very well be that, But considering what happened to me at 10 months old, for anyone to have the expectation that I would desire the company of a man, it kind of makes my stomach turn. Because this stuff happens all the time still, and that's why civilization is collapsing, because so many people are going into those deep, dark crevices within themselves. And I know my deep, dark crevices. I know I've spent a lot of time in there with my light flashing around. Like, okay, that's why you don't get to act like that way no more. You don't get to be like that no more. You don't get to carry that pain around no more. One of the coolest reels I ever heard was a dude. He was a teacher, and he was talking to a young man, and he was saying to the young man, I see that you're really angry. I see that you have so much anger in you. I need you to tell me why you are angry. And then you hear the little boy off camera. Blah, 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 my dad left. How long has it been since your dad left? And he's asking, and this is how I talk to people. This is why people really evade me, because I talk heart to heart. And when people don't have a heart, or it's just covered in hate, in anger, in rage, which is all fear-based, they see me, they want to go the other way. They don't want my woo-woo. and it's all woo woo to me. So this man let it out. It was the man drew out from the young boy, you know, like he gets mad because his dad doesn't answer the phone, and his dad doesn't tell him he loves him, and he starts crying, and the advisor, the mentor, the teacher said, I need you to let that out. I need you to go ahead and cry and let that out. I need you to go ahead and cry and let that out. And that's what the whole world needs to do instead of throwing a big old tantrum for the next 2 months, because that's how it's looking. So people need to let that shit out. And please don't let it out on another person or yourself. We are on the collective wave of bullshit. We were at the point where I was when I was so immersed in my self-will after I moved to Oregon, because I found out, like, all these friends that I thought I had, I didn't. And then I was mad at myself for not figuring it out, that it's because I wanted to believe that those people liked me, and they didn't. And it was a hard lesson to learn, but I will remember every name. And so whenever I meet people that are like that, I will be reminded, like, ooh, that's what somebody that acts like somebody acts. That's not how somebody that acts that cares about a person. So they got me. I get duped a lot. I do. I'm a sucker. Kind of a chump like that. But that's okay, because I just have known so many times what it is to be in a shitty situation, and I just prayed so hard that somebody would come along and help me out. And the only person that would ever help me out was God, and just doing the right thing, and not fucking people over and screwing people over and getting mad and freaking keying their car, or just leaving vengeance to my higher power, God, which is just good orderly direction. So when I moved to Salem in 2000 and everything blew up, I started drinking again after 14 years sobriety. I was like, fuck it. Fuck. And then, but then it came to the point that the move really did a number on Mom, and I noticed that I would make her food before I left to go off on adventures in Oregon, Lady Gaga concerts and all that ego stuff, because it's my life and I should be able to do what I want. And then I started noticing that when I got home, those plates of food were still there, and I'd been gone for 6 hours, and that's when I started figuring out Mom couldn't be left alone for very long. So my world became very small after. My spirit being vast, it was made to be drawn in. And we've shifted. And we moved from there to fucking Arizona, fucking Flagstaff, bullshit, Carrie Gunn, you sucking. I don't even know if she's still alive. People have a tendency to screw me over and then die. It's crazy. I know it sounds weird. I look up people sometimes just to see where they are in life. And my first landlady that when we first moved here, that's how we moved here. We moved here from YouTube videos. That is how big my God is. And that is how my God pulls strings. Is that in YouTube videos from Kijin, I found somebody said, I know somebody in a trailer, has a trailer in Ranchos, and I was like, I can't do that. That's too far. And then we go to Flagstaff and pit stop there, only for an earth angel to swoop in Dude, I was out in the field one night and I was just like, fucking dude, I don't even know, like, God, if you don't come in, I'm gonna have to take the crossroads, because it's not just me. I gotta make sure Mom's good too. And the crossroads were in my backyard. And then some woman I never met, just the cutest little dink. Dink. It stands for double income. No kids. She was a dink, but she had just lost her sweet beloved. She just lost the love of her life, and I came across her recommended. That's how divine works, because nobody watches me. People don't watch me. People don't want to see how Marge is doing. And she called me and she said, I know I don't know you and this is going to sound weird, but I really want to help you. And my truck was dead. I had no place to escape, a place that wanted me to leave real bad, where I was very unwelcome. You could see my spirit just like go in my YouTube videos at that time. It was just a very unpleasant karmic experience. But what I learned is resistance. Because I didn't hurt that woman. And so, I was a peaceful being. And now all these people, they're so feared and scared in their lives that it's just everybody's erupting at the same time. And as far as like anybody and like, you know, the program, anybody that's a part of the program, and I'm a part of a program, I just don't know. I'm a conglomeration of programs like that people have never watched. Because I grew up watching, when I was a little girl, I didn't watch the stupid shit people watch. I watched, like, like, classic, Turner movie, old movies and stuff, where the program, that program. And then, I married Joan, My Little Margie, Buster and Me. And then I see how people chose the other program. Because my brother, he's the Virgo, he's the ego, I'm the spirit from Mom's womb. And the division there. And like, he always wanted to watch the Smurfs, and I hated the Smurfs, and then now you find out what the Smurfs are, you know? Like all the stuff he was into, I just, it was creepy to me. And he went that way. And he threw me and Mom away, but rejection is protection. So we turned out okay. Yeah. Even ending up in frickin' Taos, New Mexico, and then finding out that she was born in Cuesta, and finding out that her mother is Crucelia Cisneros, but Mom was born with 2 club feet, and back then, that's a curse. So they threw her away in a fucking orphanage where terrible things happened to her. And I end up back here, surrounded by people with this fucking nose my whole life. Mom's nose. I was like, Ma, are you Italian? You know, she's maybe Cisneros, you know. And then I come to and everywhere I see this fucking nose. And all these people could have come hang out and love Mom as much as I do, but they're so fucking stupid cousined from their program. And people don't fit the script. So what happens? Cracks of society get wider because there's more and more people that just don't want to deal with the bullshit. I know that there's a lot of people on planet Earth that want to take care of planet Earth. They would love to be out here in excavators. They got big ideas, but they can't get to what they want because of the gatekeepers, because of the people that decide. You can, but you can't, because all the cousins get the good fucking seats. I went to the market early, right when it opened, because I can't be around people, because people are so fucking noisy to me. And I get it. I park in the parking lot, and I scan the parking lot because they only have 4 little carts, I guess. And so I see a little cart, so I walk over, and here, coming in hot, in a big old fucking $110,000 truck, extra cab, and then right behind him, another. I said, whoa, you're coming in hot. See, because when I talk, people can hear me because I enunciate. Because in parking lots, it's like 10 miles an hour, and I'm a pedestrian, and you are pointing your fucking vehicle at me. And I don't know if you're fucking paying attention, because some dumb bitch earlier in town almost ran me over a couple days ago. Because people are so enthralled with whatever's happening in their little fucking pea minds. I didn't finish that one story. So we ended up in Ranchos de Taos. And my landlord was this little 4'9" drunken lady who made life very fucking hard for me. Because people like to because they see me and they're like, oh, I have the power to fucking make her life suck. Let's make this bitch dance. So they do. And I don't really have any choice because I'm just trying to take care of my mom and get my dogs to the Rainbow Bridge because it's a lifelong commitment. My whole life I've seen people things get hard and sticky. They just get rid of the problem that makes the thing hard and sticky. Even my brother said, put mom in a home. Get rid of 2 of your dogs. What a fucking wicked motherfucker, dude. That's like wicked. Put your mom in the home. So, we had to move out of that place because her son, God, the privilege in this town. All the privilege, it's not for the decent people, it's all the little shit stains on the fabric of society. The dude fucking shot his 15-year-old cousin because he's talking bad about his mom. Like, come the fuck on. That's it's just, people do drugs, they drink, and then they get all in their feelings, and then there's no rationale, and then they do something stupid, and then their uncles get them out of it. So evidently that she died in summer solstice. She took her last breath. I told her, I said, listen, I struggle with the same demons of alcohol. I saw her one time at the store. She was walking right at me. Right directly at me. She didn't even see me. She was so drunk. And she drove there. And her brothers have a church in Cuesta. Her brothers have a church. Like, why didn't they guide her more? Well, all these people show up for people when they're dead, but they won't show fucking up for them when they're well on their way there. And I'm the one that says, hey, booze is gonna kill ya. I know so many people, like, they would already be dead. Dudes, people I went to high school with, they would already be dead if they still didn't have a job. Because it's that 9 to 5 that gives them a reprieve. That they can't drink how they want. Because once people start drinking how they want to drink, 2 years. That's the average. 2 years when people can just fucking go how they want to. You know, your shit, it causes 7 kinds of cancer, esophageal. I mean, like, doing that and then putting your loved one through watching you at the end of your life. That's why drunks are so fucking selfish, dude. I know I am one. Until I had another moment of clarity that nobody was going to take care of mom. It was just me. Thank God. Sobered up again. I was already walking everywhere because my car got repoed. I mean, the lady where I rented her place, she gave me her kid's freaking problem is what she gave me. Piece of shit. But it was one of those dirt Bickley sheriff cars. Like, I got that vibe. So whenever I see kids rolling in one of those old, like, all right, I know what it's like. It's cool, But these are stages in life, and we're supposed to aspire to rise higher, and the things where people, what they've aspired to rise in are fucking straight up evil demonic shit. And now more people have gotten granted their, I don't know, whatever, their dreams come true, and it's put a hindrance on people fucking like me that are just trying to take care of somebody that they love. And I do YouTube, I do TikTok, I do these things because I'm a very creative person, and I can only do things in little blasts of 2 hours. And then I see the feds at the fucking, that that are driving at me because it was the U.S. Department of Forestry. And they knew they were wrong, because as soon as they got out of their car, heads down, walking in. And I was like, you people? I said, these are the new fucking Yogi the Bears? Are you fucking kidding me? These are the fucking generation that are gonna put out the fires out there? No. Give it back to the control of the locals, because I know these little fucking shit stains, our nephews they were fucking from Iowa or some shit. But, gee, Dad, can you get us a summer in New Mexico? We hear it's a really cool place to be. Sure, son. I want to see the government obliterated and start over from scratch. So instead of me being sorry for my service, I can love more than this land and think more of these people than being just stupid cousins. But until people start participating more in their own lives, carry water, chop wood, everybody has to, they have to. But look at the generations that sat on their little fucking fluffy couches and played their little video games while people out me are doing the fucking shittiest fucking jobs just to make a little money, because we are subservient, because we know that people are afraid of our power and what we actually are. And now the world's coming into a place that I have trimmed the fat off all of the people that I want to leave in the past. Just stay back there. You didn't like me then. You sure as fuck aren't gonna like me now. Yeah? So, I do things different. Instead of drinking when I feel powerless, I pick up my little 20-pound dumbbells and I pump them as fast as I can, and sometimes I hold my breath and I do it in sets of 300, and some days I do 1 set and some days I do 4. It just feels, it's just the level of power, and I tell everybody to do this. Do people do it? No, they just go back to drinking. They just go back to removing their connection to source, and I'm trying to fine tune it. So now I am through with society. It is not of my, and there's no consequence of what happens to the earth based on my behavior. Like, I tried. I did all the stuff that people told me that I need to do to be a good person, and I was still ostracized. And then I look at them. That's okay, I'm better off anyway. That's about all I got for now. I'm excited for the next phase after the collective wave of bullshit, because then that's when the unprideful leaders are going to be able to step up. That's when people are going to be recommended for their abilities, not because of who their fucking cousin is. That's about all I got for now. Have a rad day.